All right, well, you are in for a very special treat. Today we have author and retired Marine with us, Isaac Ford. Isaac, thank you so much for joining us. How you holding up?
Well, thank you, Jane, for having me. I'm fine. I've been through a few things, nothing like this, but we adapt and overcome.
As we will, absolutely. So Isaac, we are all spending a lot more time at home, which means we're doing a lot more reading, and you have a brand new book out called Up From the Bottom. Tell us about what the book is about.
Up From the Bottom, a memoir, was written as a exercise in healing, as well as my attempt to be able to and somehow help other people through some of my challenges and some of the tragedies and ebbs and flows of my life. And it starts it's based in talking about my childhood in the early 70s and early 80s. And some people say, hey, he's an old guy, it doesn't apply. But no, a lot of the themes that are discussed in my book, they're relevant today in so many ways. And so it talks about tragedy, resilience, forgiveness, faith, unconditional love. It has themes of social justice in there, a whole lot of different things. And the overarching theme of the book is that no matter where you start in life, no matter what you go through, adversity is a given. Adversity introduces us to ourselves. It's not a question of are we going to be challenged, it's what we do about it once we're challenged. So that's the theme, and that's what I wanted to get across with my book. I promise if you pick it up, we won't put it down. And I also think it plays a lot of parallels to today, across the globe and in this country. This pandemic is something that we haven't seen since 1918. But at the end of the day, like anything else, what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. And as a country, we'll get on the other side of this. So I talk a lot about faith. I talk a lot about positive villages and networks. And determination. And so early on, when I was 13 years old, tragically, even though there were a lot of positive things and positive memories in my family as well, even though we were poor, I lived in the projects. Things were so tough in the Delta Manor housing projects where I lived. They broke in the house while we were in the house. Okay, but there are very positive things and memories I have, and specifically of my mom, but also things that are prevalent now. My mother, which did her very best, she struggled with alcoholism, and she struggled with her own mental illness. And on a fateful day when I was 13 years old, my mother plunged a steak knife in my left lung. And so this particular situation, as tragic as it was, had potential of changing my life in very predictable ways. But for the grace of God, with having a powerful village of family, friends, my church, the upper bound in my community, and just determination. At 13, I didn't have the sophistication that I have now of years and of a USC graduate degree in mental health. But what I did know at a very young age was that I was going to refuse to be defined by the predictions of others unless those predictions were greatness. And so I struggled for many years, feeling like I had to be perfect, having to feel like every little mistake or anything that I do that is not above a certain level, then somehow that would be an indication that, we knew this guy was going to make it because of where he came from, because of what happened to him, because of what statistics say about a whole host of things. So I wrote this book at this point in my life, one, to start and complete my own healing, but also there are a lot of people I know, I haven't been in this business for a minute, since retiring, being involved in the field of mental health, that a lot of people need to hear stories in situations where people have overcome things, moved on from dark spaces in their life, and COVID-19 is going to be another one of those.
We know that your book is the one we're going to be reading, but you've got some picks for us. You've got some recommendations for other books that we should be reading, and your first book is Triumph, Terror to Triumph. Is that right?
Yes.
Tell us about that book.
Well, Tinsley Taylor, phenomenal young lady from North Carolina. She's a Southerner like myself. She's an educator. She's a speaker, mentor, and author in her own rights. And got a chance to meet her during some of my speaking engagement at USC, that she booked through the USC Black Alumni. And she shared with me her story, growing up in North Carolina and being bullied, terribly bullied. And so not only did she have a similar mindset and was determined, but she had very positive, affirming people in her life as well. And she wanted to do some very positive things to her life. And she's a beacon for others that have been bullied, that have gone through shaming, be it physically, in person, or online. And she's doing wonderful things in that realm. And she's also a celebrity interviewer now. So we were talking, and I said, well, all those people that bullied you back then, where are they now when they're seeing you on the red carpet with Jamie Foxx and Oprah Winfrey? And so powerful story. And one of the things she emphasizes the importance of mutual respect and mannerism, just being nice to people. And so this is a must read. And I'm sure it's a huge thing long before COVID, bullying. A lot of people, they do things that they don't need to do on social media. So I think everybody should read this book.
So, and the title of that again is Bullied from Terror to Triumph, correct?
Yes.
Bullied from Terror to Triumph. Okay, and recommendation on book number 2 is?
Okay, this gentleman, Mr. Robert Battle, he actually grew up in Augusta, Georgia, in the bottom, where I'm from. And he actually lived in the projects in the bottom. And I was a Marine, but he retired from the Navy. He's a veteran. And coincidences, a mutual Marine buddy of mine introduced us real quick. I found out that he wrote a book, but his book is about the supernatural. And the characters and themes in his book, they are vampires and werewolves and ghouls, and they all have medical, mental health, emotional challenges, and but they have their challenges within this particular world that they're living in. And throughout the challenges, by working together and just perseverance, they're able to get through their things. So for those that like sci-fi, I see this guy's books ended up in a series of comic books. So we can say that we found out about him with Cox Communications first.
And that is Robert Battle, and the book is called Rise of the Sons of Darkness.
He's a phenomenal author, veteran, and so proud to know him.
Tell us about book number 3.
Well, Shai Ferrell, I met her when I was the Assistant Director of Military and Diversity Outreach at the School of Social Work. And phenomenal. I mean, she was organized and doing great things. She has a powerful story of overcoming odds, was involved in the foster care system, and went through her own challenges and single parent while she's going to school. And she was discouraged. And she had and she could have possibly ended up in the criminal justice system. But with determination, she graduated from San Diego State with honors, graduated from USC with one of the most lucrative graduate scholarships that you could get. And she published her first book, this book, the day she graduated with her master's degree. And at 32, she's written 2 books now, and her kids have just put out a book. So this woman is a force to be reckoned with. And her book speaks to setting goals, and and that's the overarching theme for her is with her story is yes, adversity, challenges, but what are you working toward? And what are your goals? What are you shooting for? And so she's a motivational speaker as well as an author, and she's speaking all over the country. And Shai Ferrell's book is one you definitely want to read.
I love it. Isaac, thank you so much. Everybody go get Up from the Bottom. It's the book from Isaac Ford. Isaac, thank you so much for sharing your story with us and sharing this time with us. For more information about Isaac and his book, just head to his website.